A very good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio. Thank you for those watching on YouTube, listening on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. We greatly appreciate you spending some time with us here on this Thursday. The Hangout brought to you by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian Storage provider by Canadian Store Canadian. Matt Iwanyk with you here. Jasmine with us here. Back from his vacation, which we're going to get a lot into on this Hangout today. Steve Sandor from Postmedia. Lots to get to with him, but we also have a very special guest to start the show. Ambassador with MS Canada. Amanda is with us here today, as today is a very special day. Today is a fun day. It is the Burgers to Beat MS Day with A&W, which has been going on. I think this is 18?
Year 18.
This is year 18. So a day to go get a teen burger. One, you're always probably getting a teen burger, but a day to go get a teen burger and do good things to help MS. Amanda, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. It's the most wonderful day of the year in my mind. This is basically my Christmas. It's no calories count, nothing matters. Eat as many teen burgers for a good cause. So it's a good day to be here.
Every burger you eat, it's just that you're helping a good cause. That's all you have to say.
Exactly. You're helping a good cause. And you know what? There's a lot of ways to help raise money for MS. And I have to say, Teen Burger Day is the easiest way to do it. I'm not asking you to walk 5 kilometers. I'm not asking you to bike 180 kilometers. I'm asking you to just eat some teen burgers today. You can even round up your bill. If you're not into getting a teen burger, you want something else, you could lettuce wrap it. You could do a Beyond Meat burger. There's lots of different options for basically anybody coming into A&W today.
Yeah, what a tough thing to do. Drive to an A&W, go in, order a teen burger, and you're doing good work.
Exactly.
Like, how hard could that be?
It's basically the easiest thing you can ask for in a day. And considering 90,000 Canadians are living with multiple sclerosis, we have one of the highest rates in all the world in Canada, actually. It's basically known as Canada's disease at this point because our rates are so high. Women are 3 times more likely than men to get it. You're often diagnosed between the ages of 20 and 40. So your childbearing years, your work, your career building years, and it just changes everything for a lot of people. So it's a great cause to be giving back to and something that touches almost every Canadian in our country.
That's wild. Teen burger is my favorite burger.
Is it?
Yeah. The great excuse for all like the moms and dads to be like, we're getting A&W today.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
All my sisters and their husbands, it's like, this is the best day. No dinner. We know what's happening. A&W, everybody's excited about it. I sent out all the text messages and reminders to hit up the A&Ws. And it's actually really exciting this year, too, is we have a new spokesperson for our A&W fundraiser. And it's actually our Olympic gold medalist, Kristen Campbell. And her mom lives with MS, actually, Janet, and has been a big part of Kristen's life. And she has been lovely enough to step up as an Olympic gold medalist and a PWHL goaltender. And is helping us advocate and raise awareness for MS. So that's been very cool to have her part of this fundraiser today, too.
Before we jump into some burgers, because you were kind to bring us some burgers, can you explain what is MS? What happens to the human body? Like, what is the disease for those that maybe
100%.
aren't aware of MS?
So MS is actually a neurological disease, and it affects your central nervous system as well. So that's your brain, your spinal cord, as well as your optic nerve. So symptoms can range anywhere from loss of balance to loss of vision to weakness in your limbs, severe nerve pain. Fatigue is probably the biggest one that people get hit with the most. And it is a chronic degenerative disease. So it is something we do not have a cure for yet, was something that we know progresses throughout the lifetime. And it can be really devastating for a lot of people. Myself, I was diagnosed at the age of 26 in 2014, and I lost complete use of my legs. I was an avid runner, and then I was using a 4-wheeled walker to get around. I went from being a registered nurse in our Stollery's pediatric intensive care unit to now being an MS ambassador. So lots of pivoting, lots of vamping what my life is now looking like, as it's affected pretty much every aspect of my life. But it's been a journey, that's for sure.
Well, how are you doing then?
Today, I'm doing great. I walked in, I brought you guys burgers. I'm excited. I got my sleep. Will I probably be in bed by 6 p.m. tonight? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will be. Did I go to bed at like 7:30 last night? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So the fatigue and like the build up to do a day like this, there's consequences for it. It's like you have to plan ahead, you have to plan after. It's not just going about your regular day after. There's a lot of rest and recovery that gets associated with it. I'm doing well today, thankfully, because of all the amazing funds that get raised by MS Canada to fund world-leading research to hopefully find a cure, get us better treatments, also to raise money for great programs that MS Canada has, like our Knowledge Network, our peer-to-peer support programs, which are huge for our MS community, and finding support within each other across the Canada. So
that's amazing. Like you were saying, the walker and stuff, and we don't have a small steps.
No, you don't have small
just
steps.
Straight up.
It's a good thing that I'm not in an accessible building today, or else we would have had words at the beginning. But in all seriousness, I think that's what's really hard with MS a lot of times is you guys will see me today. I look great. I'm wonderful.
I would have never known.
Never would have known. Yeah. But if you would have saw me last week, I was on my couch and barely able to move because I had fatigue that was so bad that brushing my teeth made me want to cry. Like that tired, like not just like, oh, I can push through this, like true fatigue that even getting up to do the simplest thing is you're not able to. Like I said, I get severe weakness in both my legs. So I've actually even upgraded to an electric wheelchair at times around my home. So it's an invisible disease, that's for sure. You see me on my good days, you have no idea. If you see me on a bad day, you're confused because you saw me yesterday and I was okay. So the invisibility, the unpredictability of it, and the episodic nature of it is what makes MS really a difficult disease to manage and for the world to really be able to identify with sometime. It's easy when you see a cane, a walker, but you don't see fatigue, you don't see nerve pain, you don't see some weakness and loss of balance. So it's all about the advocacy and raising awareness.
You said there's no cure, but how do you manage it? How do you go about managing it and treating it and making sure you have more good days than bad days? Yeah.
So like I said, there is no cure, but we are working towards a world free of MS and prevention, which is a wonderful thing. I am thankful that I get an IV therapy twice a year that actually makes me immunosuppressed. So it completely wipes out my immune system. So I stop attacking myself, and that enables me to live my best life. But a huge part of my care is all my self-care habits that I do. So the meditation, the exercise, the diet, the low stress. There is so much holistic and kind of just different natural health matters that I use, because medication can only take you so far. It comes along with side effects. So a lot of it really is up to the individual to live their best healthy life and use healthcare providers like massage therapists, physio, acupuncture. Big fan of all of those guys. They see me a lot to keep me in my best form and in my best shape to keep battling this disease. But it basically consumes my full days, just taking care of me in terms of eating correctly, getting my exercise in. Like I said, doing the meditations and making sure I'm controlling my stress is just a huge part of it.
I know just from past years, Edmonton is one of the biggest supporters of Burgers to Beat MS. We usually compete. We're one of the top regions in the nation. Yeah. So this is a chance for Edmonton to step up once again to do a good cause, go have a delicious lunch and dinner today and help out for this cause, which is like, it's wild here. I don't know how Canada has more MS diagnosis than anywhere.
So we have the highest rates of MS in the world. So 90,000 Canadians living with MS, which basically means like every day somebody is getting diagnosed. So it's something that really affects. And this fundraiser is great. I'm all for a good competition between like different cities, different A&Ws. Last year, we raised $1.74 million across Canada with this fundraiser, which is huge. Over the 18 years that we've been that MS Canada has been partnering with A&W, $23 million has been raised, it gives me goosebumps actually saying that out loud, because how far we've come in our treatments, our care, our diagnosis, our prognosis for MS 15 years ago, I would have been told to go home, rest, nothing they can do. And now we have over 19 different disease modifying therapies.
That's awesome.
Huge.
And yes, this is a big day. This is a big sponsorship day for MS Canada. So Burgers to Beat MS, it's today. $2 from every team burger sold goes directly to MS Canada. You did mention you could also round up your bill. So you could just do that with some donations. You could donate in store. And there's also Burger Speed MS cutouts that you can sign as well. So, and you were very kind to bring us.
Oh, yes. I think this is why they let me on today, was I brought the burgers with me.
Yeah.
First thing, freshly made from the Mayfield A&W. They have quite the setup over there. It was great. They have the
Look at all
balloons,
those.
everything.
Smell.
I love
everything. We're diving into
they're
this.
so
Yes. I don't
good,
want
right?
to drop
So
them.
good.
I don't think that could be seen fully on camera.
Best lettuce.
The best
Oh,
lettuce.
it's good, crispy.
I know.
Right? And like I said, you can lettuce wrap it. You can do the Beyond Meat burger. You can go in and dine. You can do the drive-through. You can order on the A&W mobile app. You can just round up your bill. Or you could just go to MS Canada and donate if you really are adverse to teen burgers for some weird reason. Lots of ways to donate and help today.
Even if the teen burger is not your favorite of the teen family, you could go get like a Mott's burger and a teen burger.
Exactly.
Boom.
Or you get your
Just
matzo
round up-
burger and you just round up your bill.
Boom.
And it
For the
still
price.
goes to MS Canada. My father-in-law, he does tell me all the time he's not a teen burger guy. He gets
No.
his matzo burgers, but
But he
he still
rounds up.
goes and he rounds up. So
I
you
love
can
that.
make it work anyway.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, they got
of-
teen burgers.
Is it
Yeah,
teen
it
burger?
is, right?
Yeah.
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 That's kind of like that's the default.
Yeah.
Right. That's the default that you go to.
I feel like it's Canada's burger.
I had the matzo burger for me.
You like the matzo burger?
Love the matzo
There's not
burger.
the lettuce on that one, right?
I'm fine. It's okay.
okay.
It's got that. It's the matzo. I don't know. There's something about that one. Like today, I okay. Look, I'll say this. I don't have a problem with any of them.
Yeah, legit.
Like I used to like when they brought the Uncle Burger out. I was working at Sears in Kingsway, and that was my go-to lunch for like a month. But I don't know. There's the Mott's. I think is on the top of my rankings of all of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Have I missed anything?
Have you missed anything? No, just show up
Just
at your
go get-
A&W,
go get
guys.
your
get
A&W
and
today.
like. You don't have to cook today. You don't have to worry about anything.
And
it's
the fries
just
are
such an
amazing
easy.
too with it.
Fries
The
are
root
good.
beer.
Get the root beer,
my favorite.
right? Like go hug the bear that's going to show up at some of
The root bear.
The root
He's
bear.
the wonderful name.
He will
is
be
my
there.
favorite name of a mascot. He's the root bear.
Yeah, he is the root bear.
Isn't that great?
It is pretty good, yeah.
It is.
Also, the coffee. If you want to treat, I love
Yes.
A&W's Pray.
Pray, yeah.
Pray. It's British coffee.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's.
I saw that for
still
the
early,
first
you know.
time. Well, and some of the, and you really have all day because some A&Ws are open up 24 hours, right? So if you're a shift worker and you're thinking, oh, I can't make it. Yes, you can. 3 a.m. You're going to need that teen burger to get you through. It's just,
If you've missed out on the morning teen burger,
Yeah.
there's the lunch teen burger, the dinner teen burger. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, there's also still second breakfast and second lunch you can crush.
There's you take someone out to a fancy dinner, but you're still hungry afterwards because you had the micro portions,
Yes.
and you need to have the burger afterwards. There's
Yeah.
a late night after the show.
eating.
Absolutely.
Late night after.
You need the teen burger for when you wake up in the middle of the night, but you have to have it ready to go.
Yeah.
So you need that from like the fridge. So go buy one for that. There's all sorts of different meals that we can go crush with all this. And it's again, if you have to just look at yourself like that's a lot of teen burgers today, you can but it's a good cause.
It's a great cause. And
So-
like I said, easiest way we've ever asked anybody to help support MS Canada. We usually ask for the bikes, the walks, physical exertion.
Yeah.
Today is about resting and eating.
The ice bucket challenge and
Yes.
stuff. Like, no, you don't have to do that.
Right?
Well, you don't in a way you don't even have to get in your car.
You really don't. You can
just
stay
order it
home and you can
just-
order it
you
on
can
the
just
mobile app.
If you work from home or whatever, you could just order it in and you could say to yourself, I'm doing good today.
Yep.
I'm helping.
I'm helping. You're going to sleep well tonight being like, Amanda's proud of me. I'll be proud of every single one of you for going and getting your teen burger. I take it very personally as I live with MS. This directly helps me. It's what's funded the research that's gotten me the medication that has enabled me to walk again.
Yeah.
It's what gives me the programs that I can be involved in to give me a sense of community. And it's giving me the opportunity to redefine my purpose again, to share my story, to raise awareness, to let people know the good that MS Canada can do. So go get your teen burgers, friends.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like,
Yeah.
Amanda looks fabulous. So again, I could not tell that you're living with that. But like, there are people that like I don't know any people personally, but I've seen like celebrities like Christina Applegate
Yes.
recently. Right? It's just like the way she deteriorated, the way you see her suffering, and I can't imagine just a local person that's not a celebrity who has all this attention to live with that. I think there's a Montel Jordan, Selma Blair, other people that
Yeah.
you see.
Jamie Lynn Sigler
Yes,
as well.
that's right,
Yeah. So it's bless them. Sad
Yeah.
that they have to suffer along with us, but like, thank you for your platforms that you're
Yes.
raising more awareness. And like I
Yes.
said, I think it's because it's an invisible disease that we need to make more awareness about it and be a bit more vocal about the challenges that we're living with, because thank God it didn't make me ugly, but it took away some other things.
Before I let you go, just a message that was sent to me. Wow, what a champ, the type of woman you want is a role model for your kids.
Oh, shut up. Thank you.
So Amanda, thank you for coming in. All the best with your continued journey living with this. Hopefully we can get to that cure.
Yes.
And hopefully eating those teen burgers today help us get us that much closer to getting that cure. Again, Amanda, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks. Thanks you, everybody. Have a great day, guys, and enjoy the teen burgers.
Yes,
Get to
all the
A&W.
best and good luck to this. Yeah.
Thank you.
And now here's that awkward part I told you about. This is lovely. We're
Welcome to the Hangout.
on the Hangout now. It's like, hey,
I'm gonna let myself out here.
Don't worry.
you're
Yesterday,
off. Oh, how many teen burgers are you gonna have today?
Oh yeah, that's right. How many teen burgers am I gonna have today? Honestly, I have to hit 5 different A&Ws. So I'm maybe 4 or 5, but I'll probably have a tummy ache after. But I'm gonna do it anyways because
love it.
I'm that girl.
Friday Eve.
Well, I'm like that girl that like at the party will like stay in the kitchen and like eat all the food and be like, I have to go home. They're like, oh, did you drink too much? No, I ate too much and I have a tummy ache. So.
There's so many chips here, and I just crushed the whole bowl.
The whole thing. So yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
All the best with the rest
Nice
of
to
the
meet
day
you
as
guys.
well.
Thank you
so much.
Amanda, she's an ambassador with MS Canada, and she brought us some lovely teen burgers. Again, $2 from Teen Burgers today on A&W, from A&W. They go to MS Canada. You could also just round up your total. You could lettuce wrap it. Steve, if you wish to have a burger, feel free to dive in. Benny, feel free to dive in. Jasmine, feel free to dive in. I'll grab one.
I'm going
Now,
to
and then we could eat
take
these.
it.
And eat it a little bit later because I'll eat this during the show at points.
Too.
And then once we grab, we could let the boys come and take theirs.
Yeah, those savages.
They've been all over.
Savages.
They've been all over.
They've been
Where
waiting.
are those burgers coming? Where are those burgers
I know those
coming?
little wolves. I can.
You could buy a Teen Burger, $2 goes to MS Canada. You could round up your bill. You could also donate just in general in store and sign the Burgers to Beat MS cutout. We've had people from A&W on and MS Canada on before during Burgers to Beat MS in the past years. And Edmonton is one of the biggest contributors to this one. We're right there at the top, if not at the top, in terms of regions for money raised over this time. So let's keep, if we're not the top, let's go make sure we're at the top today, this Edmonton area, by eating this. Is this a good burger for you?
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. Life is good.
Boys, you could come grab your burgers if
Burgers
you're
for
listening.
breakfast, like that's pretty good.
Oh, who could go wrong with that?
All right.
And like, the only thing is, I am not an onion guy,
Me too.
Love onions.
Me too.
so you just have to go and get to the onions.
Okay.
What?
Dusty Jr.
I don't like. What do you mean, Dusty Jr.? I don't like
I'm
two
Dusty
things.
Jr.
You know, onions are very good for you.
So
and
are a
they
lot of
provide
things.
a lot of flavor.
Cool.
So are a lot of things.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Don't even with me, Mr. T-Rex.
I don't like.
Chicken
I don't
finger.
like onions or mushrooms. Sue me.
Onions. Oh yeah, you don't like mushrooms, which is wild because I'll eat a mushroom pizza, a fungi.
So explain to me, like Iwanyc's an Eastern European name. Mm-hmm. That's how do you not like onions? It's like you're genetically disposed to like onions. Like there's like that's strange to me.
Well, Steve,
well, Steve.
let me
Are you
explain
gonna
some
tell me you
stuff
don't
to
like beets?
No, I love beets.
Yeah, there you
I do
go.
love beets. I've always loved beets, like borscht and stuff. I've always loved that. You want? So I'm telling you.
But there's onions in borscht, isn't there?
It depends how you make it. So here's the thing with onions. I could eat them if they're like, if I don't see them. Like I don't, if they're blended up well, I could live with
Diced.
it. If they're small enough, I could live with it. If they're big enough, I need to take them out. It depends on how it's also done. So if like you're making a tomato sauce and the onions are in it, I'm cool with it. But like if it's on a pizza, I don't like it on a pizza. Now, I'm also Italian Ukrainian. You're not allowed to have any burgers. No, just kidding. Just take the box, please.
The whole box?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure
trust-
people eat those.
LT with this.
Thank you, LT.
Right now.
So I grew up
Shut up.
as an Italian Ukrainian, though, also not liking tomatoes, which is just ridiculous. It wasn't until 6 years ago I started to like tomatoes. So I'm very weird.
I don't like tomatoes either.
That's the long answer
Tomatoes
to
are
this.
amazing.
you do,
They're the
eh?
best.
But the only thing I really won't eat, like I'm a food guy, is like raisins. They're the only thing that I think are the worst thing in the world. Anything else, you give me anything else, I'll try it. But like raisins are like
Cinnamon raisin bagel?
so gross.
They're so delicious.
You know when you get lured in and there's a cookie tray,
Yeah.
and then you find out it's not a
Oatmeal
chocolate chip
raisin?
cookie and it's a raisin cookie, and it's like the greatest disappointment in life. It is like the ultimate letdown of like, I cannot believe this is a raisin cookie. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. That's the only thing.
Are you good with raisins? I asked you the wrong time.
I eat them. I don't like. I never like look out for raisins. I don't ever like go for them, but they're in stuff. Like I don't mind. I can stomach
They're
them.
just not,
Yeah, yeah.
they're just not good.
But I mean,
Chocolate covered raisins? Delicious.
those are decent. But
There's what's that candy called? That chocolate? Have you see them all the time?
Gossets.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Where
the
you could get
purple
peanuts.
box.
The purple is that way, isn't it?
And the
Purple is the
yellow
raisin,
and
and that's how it
This is
goes.
like, this is an important question, you know, like raisins, yes or no? Like raisin cookies, yes or no?
Yes.
Like adding
Yes.
raisins, like
Gotta
in the, you know, when people raisins on things, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. The texture's weird. I love grapes. Don't get me wrong, I love grapes. But
Do you have a problem with cucumbers or no pickles?
I love pickles. Again,
you
Eastern,
could get it.
okay, Eastern European descent. That's like asking like, do you like anything with?
Is pickles an Eastern European thing?
Well, it's I've always think it was Polish born, wasn't it? Like it's.
I have no idea.
I've always just associated pickles with Poland, right? Like that, like that's just the thing. Like, but like throughout Eastern Europe, they're a staple. Pickled anything. I mean, in Hungary, we have cucumber salad with almost everything, right? Which is like a sliced salad, like sliced cucumbers and vinegar and sugar, and it is fan-freaking-tastic.
Cucumbers with vinegar and sugar?
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
So what you do? It's the simplest thing. You have to cut your cucumbers really thin, and then you soak them in salt, so it sucks out and then you pat the salt off because you don't want that salt. So you leave about for 20 minutes, so the extra liquid comes out of the cucumbers. You then take a mixture of white vinegar, water, and sugar, and you make like a dressing, like and then you put your cucumbers in there. Yeah, of course, some good paprika, not the grocery store stuff, the stuff from Hungary. Go to the Hungarian market or go to the grocery stores, carry the Hungarian stuff. Do not use the grocery store yellow label paprika because it is not paprika.
I think I have a smoked paprika from Hungary.
Yeah, there you go. I bought a whole bunch. On the way back, I made sure to stock up for the kitchen. So, and then if you really want to go, then you stir some sour cream in it to make it just awesome.
I'm gonna have to look into this because that does sound absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it does.
I have made this for people, and my friends have said, "This is like, why is this so good?" Said this is like with every Hungarian dish, you will have this on the side because it's sour. You have to have sour with your really fattening pork laden main that you're gonna have. You'll have that
So Hungarian food has a bit of kick, hey?
a little bit kick.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
just but
Benny's not good with kick, right?
nope.
You can't like pepper's
It
too
can
much. Pepper's too much for you.
Salsa can be.
Yeah, you
too big of a
wouldn't
kick for
survive
me.
in Hungary because
Yeah.
we put peppers in everything.
Yeah.
It's the basic of our cooking is peppers and onions. Like you start every dish with peppers and onions. at the
Oh,
bottom
I
of the
know.
pan.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't like the heat. You can't do heat.
Can't just brutal with it. I don't know what it is.
Can you do Frank's Red Hot?
No.
Really?
Is that way too hot? Like does your mouth
the
burn?
maximum spice for me is chipotle sauce.
Well,
That's it.
Will you try a little bit? Because you got to build your tolerance eventually, right?
It's just painful. Like wow, like
No, I agree with you. I don't like it when people get
Because
hot
once you
wings.
get
Why am
a
I
good
crazy?
level of
Yeah.
heat, I don't know, something about it adds to the dish.
Yeah, like I get it, but that's why I put chipotle sauce on it because it's like that's
Fair.
my kick.
But like you also like missing out like when you like nachos with jalapenos on it.
Yeah, I take
Great
jalapenos
kick.
off.
Got that great kick to it.
They're
It's
so
great.
quick though. Like the spice goes away in jalapenos.
Can. You could also get one that lingers.
Oh boy.
That's fine. But it just adds. Or like yesterday, I had some
I see,
tacos. You
yeah.
chop up the jalapenos in it. It just gives us a nice little flavoring to it. But you can't do that, and you're missing out on this world of flavor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I like myself bland too, so I don't need the heat. It's very it is very.
I'm good just being bland.
I don't honestly.
That's not something you hear all the time.
I know my food being bland is like not the worst thing in the world to me. I have no problem with it, which is very unpopular. But
I'm just wondering if you go to Asia and eat, like, are you gonna have to like ever like?
Good question.
I don't know.
I don't think this guy's ever going to travel.
Yeah,
Like in North America. Like this guy can't even go into the South, I don't think.
Like, I'm gonna go to Thailand. What? I brought all my own food.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot.
Is there
delicious.
a McDonald's here? Yeah.
And there is.
Oh yeah, there's
everywhere.
McDonald's, but even those will have the spicy peppers that they put.
No, honestly, like if I ever travel anywhere, Italy or something like that, I could eat in Italy. But
Yeah, because it's bland pasta.
pasta, pizza, I'm good.
It's
I'm
technically
good.
bland because it's authentic, so they don't put all the extra like sauces and stuff that we do here in North America, right?
They salt it though, and they put their own stuff on it. I wouldn't call it bland.
You can get bland
That is-
pasta there though.
Would be but like
You can.
the disrespect of the
Stop saying you
Italian
can't.
culture there, right? Everybody-
Disrespect
It
the
is
Italian
it is outright considered one of the greatest cuisines in the world. Is Italians right up there at the top? Like Italian, Mexican, it's fully up there. Bland is associated with something that's not great, so calling their food
Bland
bland.
is because it's not heavily seasoned with sauce and stuff that make like technically like eating a pizza with ranch. You shouldn't be doing that. I do that. You shouldn't do that.
Really, there's no reason that you can't do anything with food. There's no rhyme or
What's the
reason.
guy?
If you
Yeah.
like
What's
it, you
the
like
border?
it, right?
That's
That's
the true
true, too.
part.
That's the true part. Is if you like it, you like it. Is it weird? Probably.
Pickles on pizza used to be a thing
But you
that
know,
was weird.
honestly, if you put
It's
ketchup,
great.
if you put ketchup on a hot dog, you're a horrible human being.
This,
you know,
I guess,
Is that true?
I guess I'm a horrible human
Wow.
being.
Yeah, I know. Is that
Wow.
yeah, like
There's a lot of people that say you
in the
shouldn't do
United
that.
States, if like there's a lot of places they don't even serve ketchup. Like they look at you like you got
That's
a
the chips.
third head.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago, if you do that, they literally throw you out. They literally
Interesting.
won't serve you because it's considered such an affront to like hot dog culture. Ketchup on it, mustard.
New York standard hot dog is, I think, mustard sauerkraut. Those are
Mustard.
the two
You
things.
have to have sauerkraut on a hot dog. Absolutely.
That's the New York card. If you ask
Mustard
for
is-
just the standard dog, that's what you get.
relish, pickle spears. But like the one thing you can put whatever you want on it, diced up onions. I know, sorry, but like ketchup is like the.
I noticed. I was just in the States over the weekend, and I noticed they don't like have ketchup at disposal as much as as Canada.
That's a
100%.
stereotype of them.
No.
They think Canadians are obsessed with ketchup. They're
Yeah.
like, because we
Yeah.
are, but they're not as obsessed with ketchup as we are.
that's
it's a very Canadian
surprised
thing
me.
that we put ketchup on so many things.
Yeah.
and they buy ketchup chips here and then take
They
them
also
back.
think gravy on French fries is a bit weird. Like,
Well,
yeah,
depending on
yeah.
areas,
It's
like they gotta
not.
go. It's like, but they're like, what?
They also like gravy in the morning.
Yeah, but they'll put their biscuits in gravy, which is fantastic, wonderful, gorgeous.
That's what
thing.
I've heard. It's delicious.
It is one of the
But
greatest things.
we've made, like to me, I've always been like, it just sounds weird. Like I don't want gravy in the morning.
It's like a light
But,
gravy. It's like
yeah,
a chicken gravy. It's
that's
really
what Matt
great.
Cass remember explaining it to me.
It's or made from sausage, so it's really really good. It's really good.
Yeah, but hot dog, like there's a level of what you can put on it, and ketchup is generally considered a taboo. I'll still do it.
Oh, yeah.
Ketchup, mustard, relish. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll crush it.
No, it's like, and okay, now I'm going to get into this. When I see people at the Hungarian Pavilion at Heritage Days put powdered sugar on the longosh, on the elephant ears, I cringe.
Is
I
that
literally,
right?
I really like every part of my Hungarianness cringes because you're supposed to put sour cream and cheese and garlic on it. No, it's supposed to be like
That's
it's
supposed to be
that
dessert.
everywhere in Hungary you go, it's served that basic longosh, slathered in sour cream, shredded
I think-
cheese, and then like you.
I think
you
the
rub garlic
Italians
on
do
it.
that with the powdered sugar. That's more what they'll
Yeah,
do with it.
it's like, well,
but if you're
not
going
a
to do the
dessert.
pavilions,
not
it's
it's like they turn to a dessert, and you're like, what the hell is this? And why are you allowing our culture to be bastardized in such a way?
Well, you want to know something, Steve? I think you're going to have to run it next year.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take over the Hungarian booth.
Sit there and judge
and you just
everybody,
dictate.
yeah.
Like, no, can't do that. Not allowed.
Steve will and they will greet you with one bizarre Hungarian proverb turned in translated to English, because many bizarre proverbs, a land of bizarre proverbs, and you put garlic and sour cream and cheese on your elephant ear.
I respect that whole culture thing, but also a lot of these guys here at EST, it really shows that you guys, your parents were way too nice to you at the dinner table.
No.
Okay.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Nate the Builder would make me sit at the dinner table until I licked my plate clean, and if I didn't go to my room for the rest of the night. Okay, I lived those moments. Okay, it still didn't change my appetite. It still didn't. Okay?
I don't know why you're taking shots at all the staff of EST right now. Well, why are you taking shots at their parents?
It's not because we were never. It was like you're eating what I'm putting in front of you, and it was like
my parents were the exact same way.
Someone gonna get hurt. It was like that. That didn't
well, I
sound
wasn't. I wouldn't say I was getting hurt, but it was you don't leave the dinner table until it's done.
Yeah, I had to eat my meal until it was done.
Yeah.
Our thing wasn't even done. Like, you have to eat. Like, you gotta eat it. Whatever it's
I was a fuss about everything. I was like, no, I don't want this. And they're like, too bad. Eat it.
Yeah.
Or you don't eat in general. And I'm like, hey, well. So.
I'd pick things out and eat it.
Okay.
Oh, we don't need to get into things completely here, Jasmine. We can get into...
That's another day. Yeah.
I don't know what Coop is saying there.
I love elephant ears. I will try them the way that you recommended, though.
Yeah, it's sour cream.
That sounds good, though. Sour cream, garlic, cheese.
You can put like bacon on it. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh my God, there's like variations on it that I'm like, okay. I guess it's like pineapple on pizza. Hungarians have a very specific thing where they're like, oh my God, they put that in the longosh. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
that's not good. That's not. My childhood, growing up, I had to go to Hungarian school once a week at the church in Toronto, down in Kensington Market. And in the basement of the church, they served elephant ears and schnitzels, and it was good.
That's good. That's how you keep the culture alive, right? That's awesome.
I've never tried those. I should try them, though. It sounds good.
Schnitzel's like pan-Eastern European, even though it's Austrian.
Okay.
I thought it was German.
No, it's Vienna Schnitzel, Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Schnitzel from Vienna, right? Wiener is Vienna, right? And from German. Like when you're eating wieners, they're Vienna sausages. They're the same thing.
Jay and I had Vienna sausages from a can from Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
We do.
And you're still alive.
Because we do a segment every time when I'm with them. We go to the Dollar Tree and we buy a couple of things. I didn't mind them. They weren't the best. Jay hated them. I think Coop was on that day. Coop didn't like them as much either. But yeah, there's cans of Vienna sausages you can get over there. Little teeny wieners. You can just go crush those. They have Vienna sausages. So if you're ever in need of quick Vienna sausage, and I have lived to tell the tale, you won't die, so you can go get them over there at the Dollar Tree. By the way, portions of this hour of the Hangout, they are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, highproductmarketing.com. Jasmine showing up bigly today. You're saying I'm not being mean. You just called out all of EST's parents.
And then you called out Italian food culture.
Yeah, let's also be, you didn't call out EST staff. You called out all of our parents.
Yeah.
You raise a bunch of picky eaters.
So, but I'm not being mean. Yeah, okay.
Being mean.
Cool.
Just being honest. Sorry. Very soft today, my gosh.
You know, this show started off on such a positive tone.
Yeah.
And then Jasmine takes it away. It was a delicious burger, by the way. That was easy to crush, and it is hard also to do it while you're talking on the air. So
That's how I'm gonna eat it after. Yeah.
Benny and I found a way.
I down mine quick.
Benny, yeah.
I'm a fast eater typically, so
Me too.
yeah. Like I don't wait.
I
around.
need to learn to slow down.
Me too.
I will make a dish and I will be done. Actually, there's one time I sat down with my girlfriend because she laughed because she'd sat down, I sat down. She like took a bite and I was eating it, and she looked over again. And I was done.
Yeah.
Like I just was through my meal, and she's like, "I've had like 2 bites."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm hungry. I don't know."
I don't stop, and then it's bad though because then like it doesn't catch up to me. Like my stomach isn't full yet, so I think I'm still hungry. So then I'll go grab something else, and then 5 minutes later I'm eating that and I'm stuffed, and I'm like, okay, I don't need this anymore. And yeah,
See, and I haven't been that stuffed in so long, but I'll still eat.
yeah.
But it's well known to eat slow. I'm the slowest eater you'll ever meet. I'm telling you right now, I'll win a contest because I like to savor my food. I like to enjoy
But
it.
it gets cold.
I guess.
It
My
gets
Dutchie does
cold.
get cold, but
Yeah. I'll pick up the pace.
pick up the pace.
I
Not wrong, I guess. I actually didn't think of that.
the only way like food keeps me away from like eating everything right away is if it's hot. Like if it's fresh off, the pan or whatever. Like that's the only way that keeps me from like not like downing it in 2 minutes.
But we were told like science says to eat slowly.
Yes, you are supposed to eat slowly.
Yeah.
Because it does also help, like,
Digestion.
Digestion. It
And
also
tell your
lets you know
brain
when
that
you are
yeah.
full, that you don't overeat like Benny
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
I also have been told you're eating in tourist traps if you consider Italian food bland.
Yeah.
Best pizza that Kale has ever had was a margarita pizza because the ingredients were fresh, bursting with flavor, and it was off the touristy areas.
You're supposed to, that's the hack. So if you go to a new pizza place or an Italian place, you're supposed to always get the margarita first. Because that will actually determine how a real pizza is supposed to taste.
But also, you also, like the tourist traps, it's going to be whatever. They're just pushing out food. You got to go off the tourist areas.
Of course.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to go find the
Reddit.
food.
Go on Reddit for those. Yeah. What's your kit?
It's Hungary. If you see it, if you could turn around, but maybe a little later. It's a Dominic Szoboszlai shirt from. Got at the Adidas store in Budapest. They have line after line of Szoboszlai shirts.
Which-
he is a national hero.
So we love having Steve on the Hangout, but one of the reasons we have you on right now is because you told us last time you were going to Hungary,
Yeah,
and now you've been back. You went to the Hungary with your daughter for 2.5 weeks.
yeah,
You hit the Hungary Grand Prix.
yeah.
You hit soccer games. So there's a few things to get to on this. Since we're into this kid area, I think we got to start with getting a ticket to a soccer match in Hungary.
I have to put the burger down because maybe I'll have a little show and
Because
tell.
this is Steve was telling me a little bit about this before the start of the show. This is something else
like
of getting tickets.
Now imagine if you were an Oilers season ticket holder or just want to get tickets to an Oilers game, and this is the process you have to go through. Ferencváros, which is the biggest club in Hungary, also the biggest team. And here is the card. They
Is it
were in
dinosaur
Europa
on it?
League, so they had Europa League qualifiers because the Hungarian league isn't super big. They don't get automatic spots.
Some of our nasties know that because they're big in Bodo Glimt going for UEFA Champions League qualifying.
so-
big win yesterday.
So Fruddy, as they're known in the country, they wear green and white. They're known as the Green Eagles.
Eagle.
They've been around since 1899. They're a historic team. My grandfather was once an executive with that club.
No way.
Wow.
Hated my father. My father didn't. This was my mom's dad. They did not get along. Did not want my mom dating a soccer player, which my dad was a professional soccer player. My grandfather swore that my dad would never play for Fruddy. So my dad, right before the revolution, and my parents leaving the country, never actually happened. But my dad signed for the rival team. I can't even know the family dynamics of that would have happened.
Christmas would have been something else.
Like that would have been.
Yeah.
So to go there, I went online and it said, okay, you can buy tickets, and it said, what's your supporter number? You need to have your supporter number and your ID to buy a ticket. I'm like, well, and I said, okay, how do you get a supporter number ID? It's like, can I buy this online? No, you have to go to the stadium to do it. So a couple days before the Europa League game against Twente from the Netherlands, I went with my daughter, and they have like one office, like it's like a passport office. It really is like a passport office, and people are lined up, and it was a big lineup because they just announced they're going to have a friendly against Real Madrid. So people all of a sudden would let their memberships lapse and stuff. Were like, oh, I'm going to go see Real Madrid. So we're lined up at the Groupama Arena, which is take the subway out, Groupama Arena. We line up, and it really is like getting a passport to get your ticket. So you have to get a supporter's card. So they go there, you fill out a form, they ask you your name, where you live. They don't care if you live in Canada or in Hungary or wherever in the world, but they ask you where you live. If you're not Hungarian, you have to bring your passport. They take down your passport number. They ask you questions like, what's your mother's maiden name? Where were your parents born? And I had extra questions because my parents were born in Hungary. I then got fingerprinted and then had a vein scan done. So that's where you put your hand in a scanner and it scans the veins inside your hand. And then they give you your card. My daughter got a card. She did not have to get fingerprinted or vein scanned because she's under 16. And then you get your tickets. You go to the ticket office. Then now I can order them online, whatever. I can be like a normal person with this card. But the tickets don't mean anything.
I'm a normal person now. I have a car.
Very
The
intense.
tickets don't mean anything. The tickets literally just tell you where you're sitting, right? You just keep them on you in case like you're someone else's stadium and you're sitting in the same seats and you figure out who's in the wrong seats. they don't get you in the stadium. The card gets you in the stadium, and your ticket that you buy, the information is loaded onto the card. So once you buy a ticket, whether it's online or it's in the card, and you go to the stadium, the security pats you down, you go to the turnstile, you put your card in like it's a bank machine, and then you put your hand in the scanner, and if they match, the thing goes green, the turnstile opens. If they don't match, they don't let you in.
Wow.
And this is because of the past problems with violence and hooliganism, that they make sure that they know who everyone is going into the stadium, and they track it. And then anything you buy in the stadium, you load up this card. You don't pay cash. You don't use your credit card. You load up this card. And so if you want to buy food or whatever, you smack the card.
Oh, so like if you want to go buy a jersey inside the stadium, you better have that preloaded with the
Team shop
$150.
outside the stadium is a regular store, so you can just whatever.
Okay,
whatever.
so but if you want to go get a hot dog pop, that has to be preloaded with money because they won't take it any other way.
Or is it connected to your credit card at all, or do you have to load it up?
You go to one of their stalls and you say, I want to put this much money, this many euros or this many forint, which is the Hungarian currency, on my card. And then you just kind of figure out how much I'd spend today. Like, beer is this much, or sausages are this much, or popcorn's this much, and it was 10. Like the supporter section was packed. It's loud. My daughter was just she's a soccer nut, and she's just really soaked it in. They had a guy with a skullet who brought, because there's an eagle, so it was an eagle handler, and he had the eagle that flew into the stadium before the game. And he brings it around, and people cheer the eagle in a weird way. And then the game was tense because Freddie went up early. They were already up after the first leg, but then they got a red card. Algerian national team member went down. It's an interesting group because, like, when you're at the Hungarian league level, there's a lot of project players, some younger Hungarian players who are good players, but guys who you kind of might have forgotten. Or a guy, like, for example, their best defender is a guy named Mariano Gomez. And you're like, well, who's he? Like, he's Argentine. Then you look him up and go, he played U19, U20, he played the U20s for Argentina. What happened to him? Signed by Atletico Madrid at age 19. Horrific injuries happened to him, right? And it's like he got really badly hurt, got shuffled down, then had to sort of start his career in the lower Spanish divisions. And now he's rebuilding his career, and he's playing but this is a guy who has pedigree, and he's playing in Hungary. They have some loanees from Anderlecht, a couple of Belgian players. It's good soccer, right? They're going to play Trabzonspor today. Mo Salah is going to be in Budapest with Trabzonspor for the final qualifying because they won and they beat a Polish side after the Gabina Saburze, where all their fans were shirtless in their section, and it was just fabulous. The matches were great. The atmosphere was fantastic. Even in the subway stations, as you're going to the match, certainly the level was great. And it's an experience I think my daughter won't forget. Like, just sort of it's such a different level.
How old is your daughter?
She's 14.
She's 14.
And, it's just such a different level. And I know that we say, like, okay, these experiences, or people who talk about college football stadiums in the States and some of their traditions. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't get that same nervousness that, am I going to be okay? And, like, there's a certain adrenaline that pushes with it, right? Like, and trust me, I would not, if I didn't think we would have been perfectly safe, I wouldn't have taken my daughter to the game.
Well, going through this whole process,
I mean,
now, that is something else.
And I have to say, everyone that I was sitting around, they heard my Hungarian with the accent, and they heard me speak English
speak?
a little bit. I speak enough that I can get around, like I can order food or like get directions somewhere. I spoke much better when I was 12 years old, when it was being used in the house. Like 12-year-old me would kick this me's ass when it came to Hungarian speaking. It's a horrible language. It's the most horrible language in the world to learn. You know how, like, in English we have like 3 verb tenses: past, present, future. Hungary has 18. It's like past, future, present. Present if you're talking to people that you respect. Present if you're just talking to friends. Present if you're talking to someone you just met, which are all different entirely verb forms. And it's like, and you just kind of know how to use them. But that being said, people were saying, hey, where are you from? And like switching over to English and saying, oh, from Canada and whatever. And they said, like, oh, welcome to Budapest. Like, you enjoying the game? Like, no, there's no hostility. It's like, we're cheering for the team. And my daughter had the scarf, and the she got a green stuffed eagle from the team shop. Like so, everyone. It was great, but the level even there of the fandom is very, very specific. And again, it's specific because it's only some people in town that will cheer for that.
Well, I was about to say, how many teams are in Budapest? At least in the top
Hungarian
league.
first division is 12 teams. I think 8 are in the greater Budapest area.
Really?
And like,
How big's the area? Metro?
Budapest is
guess.
only about 2 million people. Not even.
And they have like 8 teams?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And that's just the first division. If you get to the second division, there's probably 4 more teams. Right?
So I don't even know how I would describe that in Canada.
Because Ferencváros is actually the name of the neighborhood that they play in.
Yeah, that would
It
be, I
literally
guess.
translates to Frankstown.
So-
I guess the closest thing is if the NHL broke up and it was a Canada only league,
Yeah.
Edmonton had 8 teams.
Yeah.
It would be like we would call them downtown Oilers.
Yeah.
And then we
Wow.
have Strathcona somewhat. And the
Yes.
fans in
St. Albert
Strathcona
Oilers.
would never cross the
Millwoods.
river unless they were playing
Yes.
downtown. And they would hate them. And they would literally hate them. They would say like
Yes.
the worst people in the world are the people who live downtown. And you're like, dude, you live on White Avenue. And it's like, no, you're the worst. We are Strathcona, whatever.
There'd be Millwood's team.
Yeah.
There'd be the
Millwoods.
Castle Downs
Yeah,
team.
it would be like-
Wow.
And that's like the NHL now is like, we're not,
And-
we're just Canada only. And
And they,
Edmonton
would,
would have 8
and they would
teams.
say, oh yeah, St. Albert, you're big enough to have an NHL team.
Yeah.
And Spruce Grove, Parkland, you
Yeah.
can have an NHL team.
And we'd
Because,
be
like,
expected to sell out
like when you see in
20,000
Europe,
seats every
you-
game.
you-
Wow.
Or
you'd
I
see in
guess
Europe, you'd see-
15,000 seats
Yeah.
every game.
Yeah,
whatever.
like their stadium holds 22,000. It's beautiful. It's just like one section up each way, and there's not a bad sight line in it.
The one thing though is, and you could correct me more so on this, Steve, is that in Europe, like in North America, I'm going to generalize with the US in this one. There's 4 major leagues really, and you could throw MLS to be 5. There it's kind of just soccer.
Soccer, but there's other things that are regional. Like for example, I wanted to go, but their season is over. Like Hungarians are obsessed with water polo. It is a national sport. So when you go to and Hungarians have
Yeah, 'cause
like
they do well at the
thermal
Olympics,
baths
isn't
and
it?
swimming pools everywhere. But like the pools are opulent and they put ours to shame. Like the pool, the swimming.
Yeah.
I took because it was so hot there. My daughter and I went swimming a few times, and we went to places like the St. Lukács thermal baths that have these pools, and they have competition pool, and then they have the water polo pool. And it really is like how kids in Canada learn to skate so they can play hockey.
Yeah.
Hungarians learn to swim so they can play water polo.
Wow.
And if they've won like the Olympic medals all times, like it's Hungary and Croatia, or Hungary and Serbia, but Hungary has a professional league. They literally have swimming pool arenas that hold 12 to 14,000 people, and it's on national television. And all the best water polo players in the world play in Hungary because you can make a living there. It's a very regional thing. Their obsession with water polo is like. And it's like how we are with hockey. Like they don't understand why not everyone in the world thinks it's the best sport, and like why hasn't like everyone swims?
Yeah.
Why
is-
aren't we all in water polo?
Yeah, why aren't we all trying to kill each other in the swimming pool?
Yeah.
Why don't we all play this sport that's this horribly violent water sport that is like been created? And why is it only like you do see like at all things the Hungarians like the water polo, the red, white, and green water polo headgear, the swim caps. You see that all over. And it's a different culture that way, but it's a very regional thing.
Is it like very like prestigious, like how we see like these polo people that are in the stands? You know what I mean? Like a kind of like a Kentucky Derby kind of feel by any
No.
chance?
No,
like rich
no,
people.
water polo, not.
Yeah, I know, not horse polo, but that's what I'm asking. Like, is it like,
No.
Just making sure.
No, I know, but that's why I was like, is it kind of the same culture?
It's a very much it's a very working class sport. It's
Okay.
it's the same kind of thing. Like you would have fans that would be very, very boisterous. The thing that is Hungary's sort of blue blood sport is fencing. Fencing is a big deal. Still historically has always been a big deal. And that's like the blue blooded rich sport is fencing. And you still see fencing clubs all over the place. That is a
upper
different
scale
parts.
kind
Yeah,
of
that
thing?
is the
Yeah.
rich blue blood sport that traditionally another sport that Hungary's tend to
fun.
be a very
That's-
specific.
Jet Oil _ Tom. Fencing is a big sport in Hungary.
Yeah.
That came up. But that was my only thing with like with all that soccer love is that like I'll use like Toronto for instance or something.
Yeah.
Like you have these other sports to go into that's where like Budapest you could have all these clubs there in Toronto. Well, it's like you also have so many other professional sports that it'd be harder to have multiple.
Well, I will
of
say the
everything
hotel
else.
I was staying in on the Buda side, in the Buda Hills, there was a billboard across the street, And so basically, as I was going to bed, I could open the window and look at Dominic Szoboszlai selling me a washer and dryer set. He's Hungary's best player in a generation.
It's the
Plays for
jersey you
Liverpool.
have there.
Plays for Liverpool, which is unfortunate. But
I agree.
but if you think Alphonso Davies is everywhere here, like with sponsorships and the ads, Szoboszlai is at a different level in Hungary because he plays for Liverpool.
Yeah.
It is a big deal. He's on billboards, TV commercials. He is everywhere.
He's selling everything.
He's everything. Everyone wants a piece of him there. Like, at like the Adidas shop when I was there, because obviously the timing. So the Adidas shop, if you go downtown Budapest, has all the George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes stuff because they're they're Mercedes, and then they had row after row of Szoboszlai jerseys. Like,
Yeah, you sent me a picture of.
yeah, it was, and it's just like from that rack. It's just like, and everyone's got it. And then of course, like you can still buy Puskás jerseys if you want to get the retro. You know, they still have the Puskás store where it's a store dedicated just to him and memorabilia, and you could buy like old school stuff. So it's like, it is, but yeah, like soccer is definitely the number one thing in the culture, and it's not close. But there's other regional things that are very very interesting. Like water sports are all big there, even though you think Hungary's a landlocked country, but it's got the Danube and it has all the thermal baths. So swimming pools and swimming is a big part of the culture, as is rowing because of the river and the rivers that run through it. So those are big things.
I do love rowing.
But
We used to be strong.
I will
in
say
Canada.
this: my cousin's family and all of that, they now get together on Sundays during the fall, or basically they get together late Sunday night, early Monday morning,
Watching NFL?
watching the NFL.
Is it really?
Wow.
Yeah, so my
Taking over over there?
cousin's husband is like Drake May.
Wow.
Drake May. I'm like, he's like, and
Interesting.
and we were talking about, you want to come down, and like we'll go to the States, and when I feel comfortable going to the States for non-work reasons, we'll go. And he's like, wow, like
How did they get into it? Do you know?
it's on television. It's on television, and it's like they're fascinated by it. And like there is a strong Hungarian American connection in football. Like in the early days of the NFL, a lot of Hungarian Americans had such a huge influence on the formation of the NFL, and Hungarians know this. That this is like, it's sort of like Hollywood. It's sort of like also our gift to the United States. Like George Halas, Hungarian, means fisherman in Hungarian, right? Like players like Larry Zonka, Csonka, would be like how you pronounce it. Don Shula, obviously Hungarian, right? Like, so these are all like, even like players, because Hungarian immigration was big in Ohio, and Mid-Ohio was a hotbed for football for a long time. A large number of NFL coaches and players came from the Mid-Ohio, Cleveland, down to Columbus area, which was the biggest sort of outside of California, Hungarian immigrant area. So I know it's a very fascinating connection, that there is a lot of Hungarian American history in football, and they know that over there. They know that is a big part of players, from both players and coaches and managers in the NFL, especially in the early days that formed that league, that has a huge connection to that.
Does it have anything to do? This isn't a full political thing, but does it have anything to do with the politics? Because I know the Hungarians are a little bit more on the right. They just come from a far right type government, and I know like with the conservative, like CPAC and stuff, has moved a conference to Hungary.
Yeah,
In the lead up to this last election.
Hungary will-
Is there any connection to that? Because like it seems like there is this. I don't want to say an alliance, but America looks at Hungary even for like, and they want that, and vice versa. Is there a connection via the politics?
I guess without in a sports show to be getting into this, we'll talk about my parents and their friends and family who all came over, and I think because Hungary was the first of the Warsaw Pact countries to really break and say, we're gonna have a revolution. We don't like this Soviet rule. In '56, and had become such a symbol of anti-communism for such a long time, and so many Hungarians left. Hungary has a very weird tortured history when it comes to their neighbors, and it leads to a lot of distrust of their neighbors. So generally, a lot of times, the way their neighbors go politically, Hungary will switch the opposite. Like Hungary has some very difficult relationships with some of their neighboring
So
countries.
they're like contrarians.
Well,
If their
first
neighboring
off,
country says this,
and I
like
don't
2
wanna
plus
get
2
into,
is
like,
4, they're gonna be like, no, it's 5.
Okay, so like a political history lesson is after the First World War, Germany and Austro-Hungary lost, right? We know
Yeah.
that. We'd say that. Germany was punished financially very badly. Hungary was punished by land. It lost about half of its land to other countries, was ceded to other countries. Like, for example, Bratislava, which is now the capital of Slovakia, was the capital of Hungary. Budapest was not the capital of Hungary. It was actually known as the city of Pozsony, and it was the capital of Hungary. That's why, like, so many Slovakian players you see in the NHL have Hungarian names. About half of Slovakia is Hungarian speaking, right? The Ukraine, western portion was given to, at the time, Soviet, whatever. So the very, very eastern province. And that is why Zelensky had such a very difficult relationship with Hungary. It is a lot of the Serbian areas, Vojvodina, was formerly Hungary. And there's a lot of Hungarian speakers there. And of course, Transylvania was given to Romania, right? And that's 4 million Hungarian speakers, of which are still many Hungarians. So move to the future, Hungary lost about half of its population. But those people have remained, right? They're still Hungarian speaking, even generations later. So Hungary has had this whole big about, like, if you want to join the EU, we want you to respect Hungarian minority language rights. We're not going to ask for the land back. We're not going to have this whole crusade to say, we're going to get this back and whatever. But we would like you to become officially bilingual, like, and understand that your countries, and some countries said no. And one of the countries that said no was Zelensky. And Zelensky actually made speaking Hungarian illegal in the Ukraine. A lot of people think Hungary sided or sort of sided with Russia about Ukraine about this. Their blocking of EU and Ukraine and EU is about the language rights issue. And now Magyar, the new president, and Zelensky have sorted it out. And so now Hungary is supporting Ukraine because Zelensky has dropped the ban on Hungarian schools in the westernmost part of Ukraine.
I didn't know this about Ukraine.
Yeah,
I have to talk to my aunts about that.
It is. I mean, it's a very political discussion, but it leads back to why Hungary gets so on the right, because they are like the new prime minister. Let's put it this way, it's like the Democrats and the Republicans in the States. Like, they like to say that they're like, oh, left and right, but to the rest of the world, it's like you have an extreme right wing party and a more extreme right wing party, because that's Democrats and Republicans. Right? None of them support any sort of public initiatives or like healthcare or anything like that. There is nothing about either of those parties that anyone else in the world would consider even moderately centrist, let alone left wing. But in American standards, they're right and left. Just like in Hungary, you would consider that, because Hungarians, like even my dad's friends and stuff, if you even use the word social programs or put social in front of things, they go like, ugh, like just like ugh. Like, it's just this deep threat and the seed of what communism did, that they think that anything that is remotely community oriented is communist. It is like, that's communism. And it's like, well, no, it's not. It's just everyone, no, it's communist. It's like they want to take your stuff away.
But back to like, so is that one of the reasons why they would have a connection to the U.S. and maybe the NFL?
Yeah. And as well, like, there's a Ronald Reagan Square in Budapest. They consider him the greatest American who ever lived. Like, they love Reagan. They think Reagan, because he defeated communism, right? So Reagan was the cowboy president, and over there he's revered as the greatest American who ever lived. And you can't have a debate with anyone about that. That is like an absolute. And it's also, Hungary is different in the sense that, that whole idea that if Americans go to places in Europe, they sew Canadian flags. It's the other way around there. If you're American, they love you. They're like, yeah. It's changed a bit now with Trump. With Trump, it's changed.
Yeah.
And Trump, it's changed. And it's more about his uncomfortable relationships with other countries. But it's changed.
I am just looking. Oh, I'll get that one. This one comes from Bobby LaFrench. Tell us about the GP. Where'd you sit? How was the fan experience compared to? It says other races. So I don't know if you've been to other races.
No,
but while there, you were also at. So you had the security thing with the Hungary soccer team, where you had to give them, basically blood and sign over your rights to property and all of that, like full security. They have your veins on file now. What was it like for the Grand Prix?
There's probably a Hungarian joke about them having veins on file, but because I did go on a vampire tour with my daughter too, late night. saw where Dracula was imprisoned. The Grand Prix, and I would assume, and I'm saying this because this was my bucket list item to do this for the first time. So I can only say from my watching a Grand Prix every week, every Sunday morning that it's on, that every race is different. Just because some races are in the cities, some races are right in the core, they're street races, some races are close. So I can only speak to going to a Grand Prix in a dedicated track in Europe. So in Hungary in the 80s, they built the Hungaroring to attract F1. New Western Hungary, new non-communist Hungary. So they built a track that holds 300,000 people. And they built it an hour outside Budapest. So it's about an hour to the northeast in a town called Magyarod. So I guess the best analogy I would tell people here would be if Edmonton decided to attract an event like F1 that had hundreds of thousands of people every day, and they said, all right, the Metro Edmonton area has found it. We're going to build a track, and we're going to build it in Bon Accord. And but we're not going to do anything else to Bon Accord. We're not going to improve a road. We're not going to widen Highway 28 to Bon Accord. It's going to be one lane highway each way.
And we're just going to build a racetrack and leave. We're done.
And if you want to go there, you're going to park in a field. And you'll walk there. You'll park in a farmer's field. This is what Hungary did. They built the state-of-the-art racetrack that is next to a town of maybe 1,000 people. So the express buses are dropping people off at what is the /convenience/grocery store in town, in the parking lot. And then people are walking 2 clicks up the hill to the track because you can just know where the track is. You hear the revving, or you can follow the helicopters because there's a line as soon as you leave Budapest on race day in the morning. There's a line of helicopters going from Budapest, taking the drivers, teams, the rich and famous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess the drivers wouldn't want to be in a car that whole time.
No, well, you did get stuck in traffic. So they were advertising for $700 you could get a helicopter ride to the game. You get a helicopter taxi that was going to take off from southern part of from Budapest, northern part of Budapest to get you out.
Oh, that'd have been badass. I should have done that just for the story. I just helicopter as a taxi.
So where are you sitting? What VIP? I'm not sitting in the VIP. I'm sitting in the fan section.
Yeah.
What?
I just want to take a helicopter.
I just want to be bougie for a little bit. Yeah.
Hey, Lewis, how are you doing? Can you move over for me?
How you feeling today?
Sir Lewis. Sir Lewis.
Yes, sir.
And so you get there, and there's people whose houses, little farm shacks, because it really is like farm shacks. They have little cardboard signs. People in the neighborhood have beer coolers for sale because they know people. It's hot. It was 30-some Celsius. And you're hiking uphill in the dust to get to the track. Because even the people who are parking, they gave free parking, which was, if you hear about the rest of the magnanimous from F1, that you just park in a field. And you just sort of remember what field you parked in, and then you walk it up the hill. And then
it's not fully signed or anything.
No, they just have a thing, F1 complimentary fan parking. And it's just okay, and just some guy who really clearly doesn't care, is trying to direct you to park, and people are just parking wherever.
Go here.
Come on. Keep it coming.
Hold for a second.
Where should I park? Just find the spot. Keeping the line up.
And it's of course you hear. And you see license plates from all over Europe, right? And actually, very few Hungarian ones. You see all the rest of Europe.
I guess a lot of people would try. It's easy
tickets are so expensive for the average Hungarian. Like when you think of what the average Hungarian makes.
What was an approximate ticket price for the soccer match?
It was about $40 for me.
Okay.
For good seats, I take it.
10th row from midfield.
Yeah.
Done.
And then how much
for Europa League game, which is for European qualification stuff? $40. Remember that,
right?
What do we pay here in Edmonton for certain things?
So it would be.
But what was and so how much more would F1 be?
My 3 tickets were $1,800 for the 3 tickets, and that's not the.
But is that
session?
Is that for all day or is it just one day?
So it's for Sunday. And it's sold out, and I mean, so my hotel.
But it's a lot of out-of-towners then.
Wait, how much were the beers in the cooler?
Okay.
I want to know that.
Okay, hot dog was €20.
Okay.
But that's in stadium.
in the venue. Like
But what about the cooler when you're walking up?
Like the local the
they were still charging good money. Like they were still getting like €5-6 for a drink.
Yeah.
You know, like and like
So that's like
and there was
closer
a
to
guy-
11, 12 bucks.
Yeah.
There was one weird guy who had a cardboard sign in German and Hungarian that he had homemade sausage, and like you had to walk inside his like barn, and I'm like, oh, am I the sausage? Yeah. It's like ring, ring, ring. You know, it's like this is a horror movie.
Yeah.
And we're just laughing. But we walk in the venue, and I brought my cousin because he was showing us around. And I said, I'm going to take you to the race. My daughter and my cousin were there, and it's a sensory like you're walking this. It's like going to a rock festival, like out in the country, where you're in this, pit, and you're like, and once you walk in, you see the amusement park rides, like Ferris wheels set up. There is trailer after trailer of merch and food tents. All the driver interactive things like sitting down playing the video games. What's your reaction time? The cutouts of all the drivers to make it look like you actually met them.
So the whole festival, like Coachella.
And I mean, it's like, and you hear the cars. In fact, the thing was funny is like we got there as the Porsches were racing, and you're like, oh, that's pretty loud. Like that's pretty good. Like
How many races?
oh, there's 3 that day. So the Porsche Series F2 and then F1. F2 cars are pretty loud. F1 cars, not that loud. The hybrid engines, it's more the whoosh you hear as they go by. The whoosh.
That's cool.
It's like it's like right. It's like that like as they go by. It's not like and then you hear the old time F1 fans go, "Oh, I miss the V10s," like the screaming engines and like and the noise. But the thing is once you get in and it's so huge. Because you say to yourself, how big is a track, right? Like, because it's a road course, and you think, okay, 13, 14 turns. And then you think to yourself, they're averaging about, when you take the slow turns or whatever, they're probably averaging about 300 kilometers. And you think, they do that in a minute and a half. Well, you're going 300 kilometers. How many kilometers are you covering in that minute and a half? Well, do the math. You're doing about 8, 9. Like, and that's in a ring. So you're like, this is actually a really big venue. And you see the stands. And the one thing you did notice, and I noticed the hotel the night before and after, because you do notice the impact of them in the city as well. Like you see the shirts everywhere, and you realize what a bonus it is for any like if I had F1, I wouldn't want any other sporting event because that's 300,000
economic impact
every year. That 1 week. That's why Montreal. Remember when they said, "Oh, one of the reasons we're getting out of the World Cup is they told us we'd have to lose F1 for the year." And we ain't doing that because the fact is if we lose F1, we might lose it for good. And there's no way World Cup is worth losing those hundreds of thousands of visitors every year when they go to Montreal. It puts you on the map. And F1, I just looked at the numbers last night, so I know this is right. I was checking it. After the English Premier League, the second most watched sports property in the world, right? Like
is it?
Yeah, auto racing now is number 2 after soccer as popular, especially F1.
Is it league or the sport?
This one was league, so it had like most watched.
So it was Premier League, then F1.
F1, then Champions League. So Champions League is now 3 in F1, but F1's got 24 races, and each of those get 1 billion viewers.
So
right?
Premier League, F1, Champions League.
Yeah, and it's like, so the Dutch fans in our hotel, which were numerous, and you're going to breakfast in the hotel. And they're decked out in their Red Bull and their orange stuff. And they're literally, it sounds like a satanic chant. They're going like, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen. And you're like, all right, here we go. And they all sit in one section. It's just orange, sea orange at at the final turn going onto the main straight. You're there. You see maybe about a fifth of the track when you finally get to your seats. And we were close to the track, so it was good. You got a real feel for it. And they have screens everywhere with the commentary in German, English, and Hungarian. So they're rotating between the 3. So you hear Crofty every now and then, and you hear like the crew. We were on the back end of the track heading towards the final. So the 2 chicanes, fast straight onto 2 chicanes. The cars are warming up, and the excitement level is so high. And people are talking in the stands and like at the refreshment areas or whatever, but it's not like you can really follow the race. Like if you go there thinking you're going to follow the race, you're not, because
Lewis is in
there's
this
too
great
mu-
battle with George,
or
and
so
like you know that.
you
or
don't know
anything.
where anyone's tires are at. You don't know what team's pit strategies are. You know, like you don't have Bernie Collins telling you, oh, they could be going only on a one stopper. They could be leaving him out there long. They think they can maybe stretch into. No one's telling you this, so you're just seeing the cars go by. Like I had no idea why Russell had dropped to the back of the pack. Yeah, it's like, why is the last Mercedes? Like I didn't know he had problems with the starter and whatever, and he was in the wrong mode. Another Mercedes problem with Russell. You're just there to see the speed. You're just there to feel it. Like if you're there to feel, because TV slows it down so much. It does not do justice to how fast these cars are going. It is when you actually see these things come by you at a blur. They are going by so fast. Like the two Ferraris were together, and I've been like, I don't know which one's Hamilton. I don't know which one's Leclerc. I can't make out the numbers, and the helmets are going by so fast. Like 44 and 16, I'm not sure. Right, and it's like, but later when they start spreading up because you see the positions on the screens. But it is such a thrill because it's more like a convention. It's like going to a fan convention. It's like going to a Star Trek convention where everyone is such a fan and they're talking about their favorite drivers or their favorite thing, and people are sharing stories and saying that, oh, you can do this, and people go down to the end to see if when the driver wins, if they can gather around and see the celebration. And it is just a total, and you see the production that goes into putting this on television. So the one helicopter hangs over the leader the whole race. Like even when you lose them on the track, when you get up with parts of the track that you can't see, there's the helicopter. So that's where Norris is. Norris is there. The helicopter's maybe 100 feet over him. And it just follows them all race long. And it's like that lead pack, you always know because the helicopter's there. Right, and it's like just buzzing the crowd too as it's going around. Right, so it's
it's also getting closer. They're coming close.
you see the
Helicopter's on its way,
and then there's Norris, and it's like
the wave almost.
And even the slow when they're doing the slow turns at 12 and 13, which are like first gear turns, you're like, they're still flying. Like they're like the level of like when you realize the level of bravery it takes to do that, like to push that car like it's going. The level of precision that you need to do, because they're doing this and putting the car exactly where they need to put it at ridiculous speeds. Let's put it this way. If there's people parked on the sides of my street, people don't pass you. You know how the other car lets you by because they don't feel confident that you can, even though you
possibly
can get by.
Two cars through.
And like F1 driver, I can do this at 300. Like I'd be like, yeah, this is not a problem. The level of that was, but the like I thought FIFA was predatory with the pricing. Like I went to the trailers, and of course my daughter wanted stuff. I wanted to buy something for my son, and it's like, oh, here's a Lewis Hamilton Ferrari cap, and I'm like, well, how much is that? That's about €100. It's like for a cap, like that's 100 and like something, 140,
150 maybe.
Yeah,
What was the brand though?
it's just Ferraris.
Oh, Ferrari.
But as the Ferrari family says, the cars are not that we make money on. We make money on the brand. Right. It's the shirt. I bought like a Ferrari a shirt in the like from last year because they had the store where they sold last year's stuff where it was more reasonable.
Yeah.
And of course I wore the Ferrari shirt the next day in the hotel, and Dutch fans all saw me and they were trolling my daughter and me. Like we were they were just trolling because like the Ferrari stuff, like there's the people who care and everyone else is cheering for Ferrari, right? Ferrari is the Yankees, right? They're the Dodgers now, right? Ferrari are,
They're the brand.
They're the brand.
They're the look.
They
we all know Ferrari.
They are the Real Madrid, right? Like they are the team, right? That you support. They're the Lakers. The stuff was so crazy. Like the merch was so crazy. Like if you wanted to buy like one of those nice F1 racing shirts, you're looking at $300, $400.
I remember when they first came we were so excited when we saw them at the Bay.
Yeah.
And then we looked at, and they're like, this stuff's expensive though. Like it's,
they
but when you're there, like you're already there.
Yeah.
And like you want to walk away with something, or you want to rep your thing.
Like and the knockoff and outside the track were some terribly, were some terrible knockoff shirts. But there was one that, and I honestly, because it's offensive and I can't repeat it on air, because I don't think it would be appropriate to say it on air, but I laughed out loud. And it was and my daughter said, this describes you so perfectly. Because my daughter, like, she went to basically brag to her friends that she went, like, she knows a little
She's
bit.
not an F1 person.
May I just ask a quick question? Your thoughts on Lewis Hamilton and Kim Kardashian dating for 6 months? Was your daughter really into that? Did that
No.
make her a fan of it?
No, she wouldn't pay attention to that. Like, my daughter's not a gossip kind of person. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, my daughter, like, she hates Taylor Swift. She loathes Taylor Swift.
Oh, really?
And she loathes people who like Taylor Swift. Like, she's
I like your
it's
daughter.
she's like,
You wanted to buy tickets to Taylor Swift.
Whatever. That's
yeah, she's
business
like,
decision.
I took her to Metallica. She's gone to speed metal shows
Cool.
with me,
Yeah.
right? Like, she's
Yeah.
like she likes her other stuff. She's gone to some shows, like other things, and she likes other things. But one thing she does not like is Taylor Swift. So a lot of that gossipy stuff
Yeah.
doesn't really
'Cause-
hit her.
Like with Lewis, like I'm actually curious with like Kim Kardashian dating him, like have the prices gone up for his brand? And
Well, his brand is already
His brand's big.
See, and I would think, I think sometimes we think about it the other way around because we think of it as the Kardashians, because we think of it in North America perspective. Everywhere else in the world, they're thinking
Nobody cares.
Kim Kardashian's lifting her brand by being with him.
Yes.
You're right.
Like, it's like,
Yes.
I agree with you.
like he's like, when we say most recognized sports people, athletes, and get me wrong, race car drivers are some of the finest athletes in the world. They lose about 10 pounds per race.
Yeah.
They have to be in extreme shape to deal with the heat and to basically
G-forces.
that's
The
crazy.
G-forces.
That's
This
like
thing is-
boxers.
I thought
Yeah.
I tried like the pushing the pedal thing or something. It's ridiculous. It's like a full on leg press
Yeah.
to be able to push it all the way
Well,
down.
they say like they won't even let you do like with an F1 like those 2-seaters or whatever until you can show you can leg press
Yeah.
a certain
Yeah.
thing because
Yeah.
you have to put your foot to the floor.
Yeah.
And those guys are doing it while wearing what's basically a winter coat.
Yeah.
While driving a very hot car, generally when it's like 30 Celsius outside.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying 35, and then track temp.
The track temps was around, they said
fine.
around 49.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, and you're going to do that while, like, so just imagine a hottest day in Edmonton. I'm going to say, go out there and run, or lift weight, like do leg presses, but you put on your coat,
Yeah.
put on all your thermal gear, put on the thing, the fire retardant. So you're going to wear balaclava.
Yeah.
You're
For an
going
hour
to
and a
cover
half.
up an hour and a half, and you're going to have this little water thing that you're going to have that you can sip.
Yeah.
I remember the one time when Kimi Räikkönen's water didn't work, and he was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah,
Like, it's
It's
like
a big deal when the water's not working.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like,
yeah, you
it's like they had to redo
could
those
die.
fluids, right? Like
Yeah.
it's those guys are prime athletes, and that's the thing. You make a mistake in a hockey game or a baseball game, your team loses. These guys make a mistake, they could die, or they
Yeah.
could kill someone else.
Yeah.
They could die. Like if mental fatigue kicks in and they make a mistake,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Well, what was the close call? There's a video in Monaco in the tunnel. One guy, something happened, and I think it was Perez had turned the corner, and he had to quickly just shoot to the outside. And like you think, like how did you even see that? How did you even have enough time?
was it
cut
Japan
around
where they
it or
were
something.
racing in the heavy rain and they were picking a car off and they didn't tell the drivers in time and they almost hit the towing
Yeah.
vehicle. And they saw them the last second they were swerving.
But the reaction time is unbelievable.
Oh,
but you're right. If you lose that lapse for a millisecond, it could be multiple deaths, just like that.
Yeah. I did see a couple of Canadian flags and Lance Stroll shirts, and I thought, man, we're gluttons for punishment. Like, I don't know if we need to be bragging about this, guys.
We hide from that one.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, yeah, we have a Canadian driver. Yeah, well, we used to have better Canadian drivers. Let's talk about the Canadian drivers that we used to have in F1, but not the ones now.
Latifi was the one that cost Lewis Hamilton his 8th world title.
Yeah, Latifi was like
Got in an accident for no reason.
So
Cost Lewis the title.
it's like, yeah, it is a, but like the amount of activations and things you see through the city, like during the week of leading up to it.
So it's like a good Grey Cup Super Bowl week type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Like they
there's
come,
like-
but
yeah,
they're doing this
they're-
every week.
And it's like, and then the
crazy.
circus goes to another town, and they print all that money all over
The
again.
amusement park, is that always in there in Hungary?
No, they
or
just,
is that travel?
It's like a midway that they built there. That's like you see a midway for like the Klondike days or something like that. We just had some Ferris wheels and some speed rides, and it's just like to give something to do. You're there so early, because to see the races. It was there 6 hours before the race.
The F1 race.
Yeah, and then it's like, and it's hot and stuff, and it's dusty. Oh my God, I was just shaking the dust out of my shoes for like a couple of days afterwards. I was noticing how like dusty I was, and like taking a shower that night, and you're like, geez, I'm just gritty. It's like, when you used to go to rock festivals and you just feel gross afterwards, and you're like, wow. Like, the only thing I think of like gritty like that was like years ago, like when I was at the second Lollapalooza in like Barrie, Ontario, and I cut open the roof of my mouth, and I don't know how I did that. Sing Ministry. And it was.
I'm sure we could guess how. But.
No, well, I got. I didn't get thrown into the barrier. I just think I got elbowed in a certain way in the face. But yeah, that shows how I'm aging myself. Yes, Ministry in their height.
Would you go to F1 again?
Yes, but different track. I would want a different experience.
Would you do
different.
Vegas or Montreal?
Not right now. I do Montreal. I definitely want to do Vegas at some point. I've talked to friends about this. I'd love to do the Vegas track. Nighttime race. Like the racing at midnight was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to, and I just, unless I was.
Currently, you don't want to go to the U.S.
But like, I'd love to go to Austin. I love Austin. I love Austin, Texas. If you've never been to Austin, Texas, you should go.
It's
again, once things change, the food is absolutely amazing.
It is bomb.
It is, and it's a great city. So much fun. I can't recommend Austin, Texas enough. And the fact that F1 races there, it's amazing. And then Miami would be fantastic too, right?
Miami
Like
would be
it's another amazing city to visit. Like I love Miami. And so,
But the experience was great enough that
I would love to
you'll
go see
be
like a track
planning
like
one?
Austria, which is small, and then again you'd see a lot of the track. And Austria is as fast as they go, right? Like Austria is a full on. You've a little downforce as possible. You have one really hard turn, and the rest of it is flat out speed, right? At Austria. That would be cool. Like Belgium, because it's the best track to watch on television, and it's the best track, but it's so long. Like they disappear for like 2 minutes, right? And it's like they're only doing it once every second year now. Also because the track is, it's the most dangerous track they drive on. And Silverstone would be the bomb, right? It's like going to see Wimbledon, right? Like if you're gonna go see tennis and you have a bucket list, it's obviously Wimbledon. Right, like it's that.
Although there's something about late night court in U.S. like at the U.S. Open.
For sure.
Affordability is better
There's something about seeing New York at 11 o'clock midnight and that late match is starting.
I agree.
That
it would be like that debate whether like is it final round if you would be St. Andrews, the British Open on a windy, ugly, sort of soggy morning, and watching the final 18 or Augusta on a perfect spring late afternoon. Which would you choose as the ultimate? I would choose St. Andrews. I would say, to me, the British Open is the World Golf Championship. That's the one where you say I'm the world champion of golf because it has so many European Tour guys as well as the PGA guys. So I know there's purists here who will argue saying the Masters is a bigger tournament than the British Open, but the fact is that's like that debate where probably neither of us are wrong.
No, yeah,
it's just what you say, right? I don't think any of us, no offense to the other two majors in tennis, would say those are the ones. I think we would argue, it's either New York or London, right? We would say,
but I think Wimbledon for the whole tournament is more prestigious. For the U.S. Open, there's just something about that late match specifically.
Yeah, and for me, it's the grass.
Yeah,
and if you ever play tennis,
watch that.
if you ever play tennis, even recreationally, playing on grass is so much more
Don't you
fun.
play tennis?
Playing on grass,
playing on
grass,
insane.
When I was growing up, we had one set of grass courts, and it was so much faster. The game is so much faster playing on grass because the ball just skids on grass. It doesn't bounce the same, and you can. It's a power game, right? It's just about. It's not. That's the serve and volley, right? It's serve and volley on grass. Like that's what you do. And it's so great. And I loved playing on grass more than clay. I would always wipe out on and embarrass myself. Like, I remember the first time being a teenager at the tennis club because I played when I was younger. And thinking the first time they put clay in at our facility, they're like, "Oh, we put a couple clay courts in," and all of us guys were like, "Let's go and try it." And we thought like we're gonna do the power slides, and all of us just because the first time you do it, you just wipe out on your ass.
Yeah.
you just got red like the clay all over you.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that didn't work well. I'm gonna have to learn, and you have to learn how to do the slide. It's an art form to itself.
Like baseball, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
to stay on your
is.
feet and be ready to go the other way. Because that's the thing, like what you learn when you slide in tennis the first time on clay, is you overslide.
Yeah,
right?
oh,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're like, oh, like that
Yeah.
gone too far, and now like I've given
What a
you
balance you gotta have for
it's
that,
Like, it's like I
like-
got it's the stopping.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's the stopping after you've slid into the shot that it's like. But yeah, once you learn how to do it, it feels good. It feels good, but it's just not as much fun because the game is much slower. On clay.
By the way, just with golf, speaking of golf, LPGA's in town. First round action of the Canadian Open. CPKC.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Canadian Open underway at Royal Mayfair. So they'll be here for the 4 weekends. Canadian Brooke Henderson. She's looking to repeat as Canadian Open champion. So yeah, they're out at Royal Mayfair. I'm going to try to get down today for a little bit. But we've got some of the best female golfers in the world in our own city right now. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, beautiful weather this weekend. We got Elks tomorrow as well. But during the day, in the afternoon, early evening, want to watch some of the world's best down at Royal Mayfair. We do have the Canadian Open. I got to see when Brooke tees off today too, to keep tabs on her.
Yeah, I was trying to find that yesterday. I couldn't.
They have a nice media website for the LPGA to look at some of those things. I don't know if this ESPN app's going to have anything. Where's LPGA? There's golf.
Did you swim at Lake Heves?
No, we go to Lake Balaton in Hungary. Like that's a big one. That's like the big sort of cottage country. It's very expensive, but yeah, did that. And again, lots of like swimming, that part of the culture. Like you see a lot of the like baths and stuff up there as well.
It reminds me of like Black Widow in Yelena.
Yeah,
When you-
yeah, no.
Yeah.
And the Hungarians
Yeah.
are obsessed with thermal baths. So,
Yeah.
like a lot of the pools will have, like the competition pool, water polo pool, recreational pools for the kids, and this is one facility. And then you go into like the beautiful old buildings, and then underneath are the thermal baths that are fed, and it like smells down there because they're thermal baths, right?
Right.
And then everyone believes that you get healed, right? So people are just like sitting in there, like people are falling asleep.
I think that's true though.
Yeah, it's like
I've
and they're
heard
getting that, like,
stories.
and it's like you're
Yeah.
getting you're getting your
Yeah.
schwitz, right?
Yeah.
But it is your and they're obsessed with it. And the only thing that I think that I was scarred by there was the large number of man buns, and I blame Saboslai.
Mine knows.
It's like, man, like there's some ornate man buns happening here, and I am feeling very uncomfortable around it. Like, just grow your hair long.
Yeah,
just let your
just
hair
let
be
it go.
long.
Like LT,
I
like
love a
LT.
man bun, nice and clean and tidy. I like that.
I don't know if the word's clean and tidy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's debatable. Brooke Henderson, 121. team
Yes,
time.
with Lydia
Okay.
Ko.
Yeah.
Who's one of the greatest golfers we've seen, and Minji Lee, who is a three-time majors champion winner of the LPGA, including winning the PGA Championship back in 2025. So that's a 121 tee time down at the Royal Mayfair. So I'll try to find them. Probably be a big crowd around that group throughout the whole weekend and stuff. But that's the pairing today at the Royal Mayfair.
You were saying too, but it's sad they're losing their Grand Prix. I would love to have seen a Dutch Grand Prix with all those Verstappen fans and those Dutch fans, and that track that's right on the beach.
That's kind of part of the problem I have with like the U.S. getting 3. Like it's too bad. Like Italy has 2. I don't know how many other countries have multiples.
I think Spain has 2 now.
Is Spain have, or is are one of those rotating, or are they?
Yeah, one of them's rotating, but like,
And that's the like, and I
France
understand.
and Germany don't have them. Like Germany's lost it, and France doesn't have it.
Liberty Media, American, they bought it out. They're trying to grow this American game, Americanize certain things to get that American audience. But having 3 races in America, when now you're
They're
losing.
talking now. They're
months.
going to go back to Argentina, which
Yes.
is I think good.
I know Lewis wants an African race.
But they're talking about going back to South Africa. They're like, South Africa had the track. Then for a long time they went. They don't know why political reasons they pulled out. But South Africa, would they have the track?
Can you rotate it to certain places?
I think
That's
also
the thing.
F1 is thinking about the financial wherewithal of this money-making machine. And do you break it to places where you have to lower prices on the money-making machine so people can afford to go, right? Like there's a reason they're in the UAE and like they're in Bahrain and things like
Monaco.
that. And Monaco is Monaco. Like one of the most beautiful sporting events in the world, and also one of the most boring, right?
It's watch qualifying and you've won the race.
Yeah, it's like, and they've tried to gimmick that race, and it's like, But we'll see. I think the second half of the season, I think the big, the question is, we know that Antonelli he feels like he's Ayrton Senna reincarnated. He has the best car. Mercedes is the fastest car, but Mercedes' car has huge reliability issues. That's the reason that this is still where it is, that have other drivers in the shout. And
Not surprised. That's like what's common. Like
Yeah.
Mercedes. Yeah.
But Mercedes, the Mercedes now, anytime they change the engines on them now, they're taking grid penalties, serious, because they've run out of options. So they could have a lot, races where they're starting 10th, 11th, or out of pit lane. And that could make this very interesting as certain courses.
At this point last year, we thought Piastri was going to run away with this, the World Championship.
Yeah.
And it allowed Piastri. He had a nice little comeback. And Max got into the conversation through this little path.
I just think
Antonelli's
that, I think
219.
Piastri got in his head.
But Antonelli's 219, Hamilton's 169, Russell's 160.
Yeah.
And Leclerc's 138, Norris is 128.
And then you look at-
there's a potential, if you have a couple low finishes, especially for Antonelli, and Hamilton makes good, we could be in for a race, second half of the race.
I'd love to see a final weekend where we get into the last few races of the year and it really matters. I think I think there's going to be some interesting things in the mix. I know that there's things that I would change in F1 if I could, to make it more exciting. I know one thing I would do to F1, one rule change I would make that I think would make races better, and that is blue flags are only if you're getting lapped for the second time. But on the first one, you should be able to fight to stay in the lead lap. You should be able to fight for your spot. You shouldn't have to move out of the way. Someone would have to literally pass. They have to work to pass you.
If there's such a good car behind you, they should have no problem passing you.
And I think that just forcing someone who's still on the lead lap to move over, no, they shouldn't have to move over. You should have to pass them. And I think that would make races a lot more interesting when you see the leaders get back and they get to the Cadillacs and the Aston Martins. There, I just mentioned two very expensive car brands, in the last place.
Cadillac's going to have some interesting questions coming up here when who knows what's happening with their ownership.
Yeah.
That's Mark Walters.
Oh,
Well, I think the fears that F1 had about
Mark
them,
Wahlberg?
right?
Sorry?
Walters.
Walters.
He's he's
Yeah,
the guy that sold the Lakers. He's the guy that's selling Chelsea. Talk of he might have to be selling the Dodgers. You might see him have to deal with Cadillac.
now that they're looking into the Dodgers financials,
Yes.
and about if they had fixed the market for their TV deal and their revenue with sweetheart deals that the owners had made through companies that they had. This will be some
There's a
interesting
potential
questions
massive scandal coming for Major League Baseball
about the
if
TV.
what some people think
It
has
basically
happened.
kind of suggests that Dodgers are kind of like the Man City. While Man City's still being investigated and haven't been found guilty and probably will never be found guilty. But
Yeah,
yeah,
115 plus charges. Still waiting for that.
yeah. Oh yeah, we promised it's going to be done before the new season.
Two seasons ago.
We all thought that might be one of the reasons that Pep left, right? Was that he saw it coming, right? But
I know Arsenal came out. I saw an article this week. They're one of their executives said they're looking for some sort of clarity on where this is going because we need to know.
right,
There's a massive cheating scandal that happened and breaking of rules in the Premier League with Man City, and they've been charged by the over governing body, and there's just been nothing that's come of it.
yeah. And it's
But
been
other
years.
clubs have been charged since.
Everton,
And they've been punished. Everything's been handed. We've seen it multiple times, but we're still waiting on Man City.
and that's because I think there's this huge question of if you find them guilty, what is the punishment, and what is the what do you do, and what do you what's the legacy? Because if they would have won this many titles, won a Champions League,
Do they lose those titles? What do
they-
you do? What do you do if they've lost the titles? Do you give them to second place?
oh, kidding me? Arsenal will be four titles in the last 5 years. So
I know United would get 2.
yeah.
Liverpool would have a couple more coming their way as well for the
Yeah, but
for the
I think
stretch.
in the shopping cart of titles, I think Arsenal would be would come and be like, woohoo.
And then you got to look at FA, all that. There's big things with that. And then what do you do with the current team? Do they get relegated? Is that many charges? Or do they just get a massive point deduction to start the season?
Yeah, because you hear the rumor, but I also think there's going to be the argument just transfer ban them. And
There'll be a thing where their owners just have to pay money. They'll have to write a check for $100 million. They'll write the check and we'll all move on, but they're cheaters. So I think Bonnie Doon Ron. Rod,
it's
who's
sort of
a
like
City fan.
it'll be
Guys are
Houston Astros
cheaters.
cheating.
Yeah,
Or, like nothing really.
nothing happened. Like
Yeah.
that, we went through that. Nothing happened. The manager got fired. The GM got fired. Hinch went to Detroit, though. I don't know what happened to the general manager. I think the general manager got fired. That was it. Alex Cora eventually got fired with the Red Sox for something up there, but then he got rehired. And we've had the banners are still up. Players have gotten their awards. Nothing happened from that Astro scandal. And that will be what happens with City. And then that'll probably be what happens with the Dodgers.
Right.
Eventually, we'll find that there's a
not-
problem with the Dodgers, but they've been too good.
Yeah.
Too many things have happened. And
And they're too important to baseball. They're too important to Major League Baseball. Like
yeah,
they are now the signpost team for the league. Right. It's not the Yankees anymore. It's the Dodgers.
They're
And-
the villains too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they are the superstar magnets, right? And they are also the biggest team in Japan, which is the other market that
That's right.
Major League Baseball desperately craves. And so, we know why they're the biggest team in Japan. We don't have to tell you why, but there's a reason, and they're not going to slow that down. There'll be a slap on the wrist of some kind, but that's generally what happens now. Sports, the money has gotten so big that it's like too big to fail. Like some of these teams are too big to fail. It is one thing to say Everton, we're going to take some points away. Southampton, naughty. You're taking you out of the promotion battle.
it would have to be something like we saw Juventus back in the 2000s when they were massive be sent to the second level.
Yeah.
But that was cheating. That was betting stuff.
Yeah.
That was fixing of games.
Right.
It would take that level for, I think, any of these. That's the only time I think where there's nothing else you could do. You could be like, if you fixed games, massive punishments coming your way.
Mind you, the authorities came forward, told FIFA there was like 7 matches that really concerned them at the World Cup. And FIFA's like, oh, nope, not going to investigate.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. There was like,
Look at that one.
they were advised.
But club-wise, I don't think I think if United ever got caught fixing games, they would get a punishment that would knock them down.
Yeah.
I think 'cause that's the level for leagues. It's like that is the one taboo. That is
Yeah.
the one thing you just can't do.
Olympic Marseille back in the day, years and years and years ago when they were.
But if you want to cheat during a game in other ways, just cheat to help you win, or if you want to rig
Bend the
the cap
financial
or whatever,
books.
they'll if you are too important to the leagues, they will protect you. And that's why I think even with the Clippers, I think they will do whatever they can to protect Ballmer because he made them so much money.
What was the Astros punishment for their cheating scandal?
There's maybe
suspensions. There were suspensions for a couple of the managers,
players got nothing.
Yeah.
There might have been a fine, if I remember.
But they were allowed to keep the title. There was no questions about their title. There's no questions about. Now, mind you, we can get into this argument about baseball and cheating and what is cheating in baseball, and stealing signs has been done forever. And if you do it, it's fine if you do it in the game. If you make your signs and it's so obvious the other team can pick them up,
Yeah.
then it's like that's your fault.
Yes.
Right? It's like
They added technology.
Yeah.
right?
That was the issue. There was a technology
It was the
aspect.
fact
Right.
that and the fact that they had a camera on it,
Yeah.
and they were using that technology because that catchers will hide from other teams.
Right.
There's a reason that the catcher does it that way.
Yeah.
He's hiding. You see it on TV,
Right. Right.
But the opposing manager's not supposed to see it.
Yeah.
Right. They're not supposed to see it in the dugout. Because really, if you're watching the catcher and you're really paying attention, you could probably figure it out fairly quickly what the number and what
Yeah.
this means. Now with PitchCom, it's changed,
Yeah.
right? Like for better or for worse, with PitchCom, it's changed. You don't see that same flashing. There's some interesting legends. I don't know if you follow that on Instagram. Backline Nurse, the woman who discovered baseball last year and has become the absolute baseball.
Oh, really?
geek.
Yeah.
And
I
she
think
does
maybe
this
I've
thing
seen
where
this.
she's
yeah.
learns all about, and Major League Baseball's all over her and whatever. And she lives in Nashville, and she's like, "Did you know that baseball has all these strange nicknames?" And then she's like, "Did you know that there were teams in the 1890s named this?" And she's like, "And I am wondering." She's talking about even the obscure rules. Like she'll talk about I saw this in a game, and why is this a rule? Why is this a thing? And where's the origin of this? And whether this is necessary urban legend or not, she was talking about the invention of signs in baseball, why signs happen. And it was because there was in the late 19th century a pitcher and catcher who were both deaf.
Huh? Really?
And they couldn't speak, and it was so they started doing signs, hand signs, and that's what everyone picked up on.
Really?
It's that's the origin of signs in baseball. I don't know if that's some backline nurses research, but it's
Wow.
Some baseball stories are funny how certain things originated, like certain rules or certain
Baseball's
things that
got,
happen.
or if you just find the baseball players. Rube Waddell, remember Low Tide once said, go look up Rube Waddell. And I did. And that was a time we also did, I'm sure if he was in this day and age, he'd be diagnosed with something. But he would chase fire trucks.
Is he the guy that left a game, a major league game?
Yes.
To
The
chase
fire truck would drive by and he'd run after it.
Wasn't he the one that also left a major league game while he was pitching because he went to chase a dog?
Yes. This is there was a lot to Rube Waddell's story, and nowadays we'd find, okay, well, this guy might have ADHD or something but back then it was this guy just went off chasing something in the middle of the game because ballparks didn't have everything enclosed.
My favorite baseball nickname, and it's funny because I can say it because it's actually his name, even though it's nasty, because his last name, this is a real guy whose last name was Dick Shot. And he was Johnny Dick Shot. He played in the 1940s. And he wanted to go by his nickname, which was Ugly. Ugly Dick Shot. Greatest name in baseball history. Played major. You can look him up in the Major League reference. He's there. It is the greatest nickname of all time.
Who got the perfect game with LSD?
Oh, that was Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis had that.
That's a great documentary.
David Wells got a no-hitter drunk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or hungover. One of the two.
If you ever want to watch a baseball documentary, that's great. The Doc Ellis story of him talking about growing up in the projects and becoming a Major League Baseball, and the level of cheating all the players and the level of drug use in the 70s. The players all, because he played for the early 70s Pittsburgh Pirates, which were the Pittsburgh Pirates of the 70s were like baseball's answer to the Raiders, where they took every misfit, outcast, problem player, anyone else that every other organization said that can't play because they've got real issues. Just like John Madden took them all in, and the Raiders were they had that swagger of being dirty, of being, playing off the books, but they were good. The Pirates were the same way. They took a bunch of guys who were misfits and outcasts, won World Series in the 70s, had the best uniforms in sporting history. Those gold, black baseball pants and the hats with the stars on them. Just fabulous. And they wear them sometimes as their third jersey on Sundays, and those should be their jerseys all the time. But Doc Ellis's documentary about him throwing the no-hitter, in which he walked 8 guys. He threw, I don't know how many pitches, because he said, I saw 3 catchers, and I was just throwing to the one in the middle. Right? So basically he'd forgotten what he was allowed to go home to California, Pittsburgh, because they were going on a road trip to San Diego, and because starting pitchers had different rules. They don't have to be with the team all the time at the time, because okay, you just finished your start. And he went back to San Diego, went and saw his friends, did a bunch of drugs, forgot what day he was pitching. They called him saying, why aren't you at the ballpark? You're starting today. He was like, oh, really? It's that day of the week. Gets to the ballpark, is ripped on acid, and throws a no-hitter.
Of course.
And it's Doc Ellis. He talks in that documentary about how he had this jerry curl. And he said it was great because they would always, because they're oh, the Pirates, whatever, for cheating. And he said, that was just great. I had the jerry curl. And it's all right, here's the stuff. And it was that's why I had my hair like that. It's so I could cheat. So I could throw but they talked about all the level of drugs the guys used back then. And it was, you think, and that's when you start thinking about, and they even talked about the performance enhancers. And back then it was about drugs that make you focus. So they said they would take drugs that would really get you up, so that you could perform better. So when people talk about Barry Bonds and steroids, performance-enhancing drugs in baseball have been part and parcel. And here I'm going to jump onto a leap of logic. We went from this documentary to it's been used forever. That if you're not going to let Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame, you got to take another bunch of guys out. You got to take a lot of guys out.
Or there's a lot of guys that will never go in and stuff.
Yeah.
You should put up it's a museum. The Hall of Fame should be used as a museum. And there should be a part of the museum that talks about the cheating in sports, in baseball. And you always have that reference there.
It should also
but Barry Bonds would have been a Hall of Fame.
When Barry Bonds was doing it, a large.
Everyone was doing it.
Everyone was doing it. So he was still the most ridiculous player. His numbers, when you look at some years, the numbers he threw up, and steroids didn't make him like a multiple Gold Glove winning outfielder. He still was that too. He was a stolen base guy for the longest time for 15, 16 years before like, he got a little slower when he got older. But the best consummate hitter of a generation, and he's not there. It's just like Lance Armstrong, I think, got wrongfully vilified for doing something his doctors told him to do, and the team told him to do. He was instructed by his team to do what he did, and he won all those Tour de France's in a time when everyone was doing it.
There's a Tour de France, at least one of them I know you could go look back and like it's like the X's on them. There's like 8 or 9 of the top 10 are all gone because they all got caught at some point.
I think in Europe it's recovered as an entity. Like
yes, it has.
It's recovered, but I still think in North America we don't see the Tour de France the same way.
No, it's taken a reputation over here that I don't know if they'll ever recover from that. It'll always just be viewed as cheating, but I bet that sport has gone through so much that it's not that anymore. You're absolutely right. Only have a few minutes left here on the Hangout. Just quickly, we do have the Esties presented by Mr. Mike's that is sold out. Wednesdays just got saucier. At Mr. Mike's, it's Wing Wednesday, every Wednesday from 4 till close. Wings are just $10. Go big with wings and Frank's platter for $19.98. Dine in only. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. Will be talked about later on the station today, but we've guest of the year today as a category, non-Hangout guest of the year. That has its own category, and then recurring guest of the year on August 20th. Today, Dusty and Eric, they were saying and I think they were saying something else, but Steve and I were talking that I didn't get to jump in on it fully. It's not like a one-off, just one-time guest. It's someone who's been on a couple of times,
so
but
what's the number?
I don't know if there's but it's like, are they on weekly?
Okay.
Type thing. Like Mark Killam's on weekly throughout the CFL season.
So that is a recurring guest.
That's a recurring guest. There's a regular time slot for this person. You know, Jed Roberts would be recurring.
Darren Drager. Noodles.
Chris Johnston, Noodles, Mike Garofalo.
Right.
Those guys are recurring people that are on a regular basis. I use, like in the text, I use like Greg Bell, for instance. Okay, Greg Bell was on the afternoon show this week talking about the Seahawks. He was on yesterday on the morning show talking about the Seahawks. Last September or August or like October or something, he might have been on talking about the Seahawks. It's not a recurring guest. He's not somebody we could set our watch to, but like we know he's coming up on EST.
Yeah.
But he's on. Maybe he was a great guest. So there's like it's a handful of like I guess like 6, 7 times, maybe most or something. But if somebody's been on a few times, okay, they're not recurring.
Right.
Recurring is on a regular basis almost. Whereas that's the difference. So it's not just a one-off, but somebody we've had on maybe 3 times. What category would they fall into? That's not recurring. But if we had like a curling guest on at a certain point, like, I don't know, we're leading into Briars, we had a guest on, then Scotty's we had a guest on, and then we didn't have him on again. That's not a recurring guest, but that's also not a one-off. So that's where the line is.
I was listening on the way in today.
So like, laughing. I don't know. I don't feel like it was that confusing. I think it's pretty selfish. And even yesterday, I specifically didn't even say one off in the email to everyone.
Yeah.
I said like a couple of times, like a 2, 3, like I think I said a few times.
Yeah.
So what's a few? Few doesn't mean like 15 times. So, yeah, baptized Big U. Dusty likes to create controversy. Well, I don't know if he likes to create controversy, but he seems to always be around the controversy when it comes to Edmonton sports talk.
Yeah, he's like the Meghan Markle of EST.
Who?
Meghan and Harry moving to the UK. Okay, whatever.
Didn't catch that one.
We only got like 2 minutes left. Elks depth chart has come out. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. We'll see how they do tomorrow. Attendance wise, 7:30 Commonwealth Stadium, Green Goal kickoff show. 6:30 myself, Jay Mill, Community Rec Center. We'll get you set for that game tomorrow. Are you going to be? You're not, because you're the way you write. You're not around.
Not around CFL so much anymore. Still around the Oilers and other things. I'm around soccer quite a bit, and I have some stuff coming on. Some soccer stuff next week again that I've already got set for like next Monday's paper. But that's some fun stories about some former FC Edmonton players.
Nice. So. Edmonton BTB, Premier League champions. From
that's my daughter's club, so I represent. Yeah, my daughter's BTB.
Postmedia. You can read Steve's stuff. And Postmedia does some great writing. Always does some great writing. Thanks for coming in and sharing the stories of Hungary. I'm intrigued by this whole vein scanning and hand scanning and card getting into that stadium, but it's smart for the history of it. So, Steve, thank you very much.
keeps the money in the team too, right? Like,
Well, how
gotta
much?
load that card. I
Yeah.
still have extra money on that card. I probably like everyone's going there, but like, if you want to get some food or whatever, I think I loaded it up too much. I guess I have to go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta go spend that
guess,
money,
yeah.
flight hotel, just to go spend this.
Yeah.
Benny's coming up on EST afternoons. Jasmine, we'll see you next week.
Next week.
Reminder: Burgers to Beat MS. It is today. $2 from every team burger. Go donate directly to MS Canada. Round up your bill as well if you wish, or you can donate in store. And if you don't want the burger, you can get it in as a lettuce wrap or different ways as well. Thanks to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. On behalf of Steve, Benny, Jasmine, I'm Matt. We've got Lock Shop, two guys, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show, without Reed, with Jay Mill, coming up until 6 o'clock. Turf District on our audio streams later tonight. Thanks again. Lock Shop, Dusty and us coming up in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.